Students, low-income voters, people of color, and now there's another group to add to the list of disenfranchised voters in Texas: women. Starting today in early voting for the November 5th elections, voters must show a photo ID with their most up-to-date legal name. According to the Brennan Center for Justice, 34% of women voters do not have acceptable ID under this law because many have not updated their documents with their married or divorced names. Women in Texas must now show original documents of their name change: a marriage license, divorce decree, or court-ordered change. No photocopies are allowed, which means voters must pay a minimum of $20 to get new versions of these documents. The law is going into effect at a time when State Senator Wendy Davis is running for governor. Davis gained national fame after holding an 11-hour filibuster over anti-abortion legislation.
I'm Charlotte Burrell. I've been teaching in Texas for 25 years.
I'm Nina Petty, and I've been doing business here for the last 25 years.
My name's Terry Moore. I've spent the bulk of my time prosecuting violent crimes. Throughout the state of Texas, there were thousands of rape kits that were untested. It was like nobody cared. Wendy Davis saw the need. By passing legislation, she required all these rape kits to be tested, and by doing so, she gave the police and prosecutors a very powerful tool.
It's just common sense.
Joining me now is Jess McIntosh, Communications Director for Emily's List, a national political action committee that raises campaign money for pro-choice Democratic women candidates like Wendy Davis. Jess, this is so clearly targeted at women.
Yes, it is. I mean, Republicans are so scared of women voters right now, they can't see straight. And they have really good reason. They have been waging a war on women for a number of years, getting more and more aggressive. And what happened in 2012 was a historic gender gap. More women than ever in history turned out to vote for Democrats. So in 2014, going into midterm elections, which historically have fewer voters, which means good news for Republicans, they need something to make sure that that enthusiasm of those women doesn't carry over. And this seems to be their really appalling strategy for doing it.
Now, Republican states have a pattern of importing these ideas. When they see one of these Republican states come up with this, they start up elsewhere. Is this one going to spread?
I would be surprised if we didn't see it elsewhere, which is why it is so important that we're talking about it now. Only 66% of women have the correct ID. Now, I'm a married woman. I couldn't tell you where my original marriage license was if my right to a representative democracy depended on it.
Yes.
And for a lot of women in Texas, that is exactly the case right now.
And when they say original documentation, that's, again, just another hurdle they're trying to create.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You have to have the original documentation showing your name change, and you can't use a photocopy. So to get the original documentation, you're going to have to pay $20, which is twice what the civil rights era poll tax was. This is a really insidious strategy to disenfranchise exactly the voters they know that they have turned off with their extremist right-wing agenda. And I think that women are watching. They were watching in 2012. They continue to be watching. All you got to do is see all of the enthusiasm for Wendy Davis. They're going to be paying attention to this, too, and I don't think it's going to work.
Jess McIntosh of Emily's List gets tonight's last word. Thanks, Jess.
Thanks.